Ike, we'll go to our next topic. The Steelers are going to interview Louis Riddick for the vacant GM position. I shouldn't say vacant, but with Kevin Colbert outgoing, leaving the Steelers after April's draft. And I know both you and I are of the thought that the two internal candidates, Omar Khan and Brandon Hunt, have the fast track to be the Steelers' next GM. I still Bleav that to be the case. But Louis Riddick as GM, I think it's very, very intriguing. Of any of the external candidates that were considered, I'm talking about Ryan Cowden, Ed Dodds, and JoJo Wooden. I saw Louis Riddick, and it was like, man, we potentially could have a very, very different era of Steelers football if, in fact, the Steelers decide to go and make this hire outside of their organization.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget, Louis was once a Pitt Panther. You know what I'm saying? So he knows everything about the city of Pittsburgh. And when he played, I think he went to the Raiders as well. So he knows something about tough football, especially back in the day. But if you just look at him on TV, man, he's very well buttoned up. And when you want to talk about the analysis side and just knowing and understand football and players as well, he knows personnel and players as well. So he's been doing it for a long time. He got a lot of experience. I'm sure he done put a lot of work in. Don't forget he was a pro scout in the league as well, too. So he got some kind of experience. But I just know Louis Riddick, definitely from TV on how buttoned up, one of his analysis and how he sound on TV. So it's going to be kind of interesting. But they're bringing some guys in. So if I'm Omar and if I'm B. Hunt, I'm knocking on Kev and Mr. Ronaldo like, hold on, man, we already got this work in-house. What the heck y'all doing? But, of course, as an organization, you got to go through the proper process and procedure and make sure you cross all T's and dot all I's. So time will tell, man. My personal opinion, I do hope Omar Khan gets the job because I really do Bleav and understand he feels what it is to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. B. Hunt, of course, I'm sure down the line he will get a job as well. That's just me personally speaking. But bringing in Louis Riddick, I understand why. A guy who understands the area, know the city, went to Pitt. And again, man, him just being so buttoned up on TV, man, you got to give the man some kind of shot.
I mentioned his name when we were first talking about it, and it's like, okay, who could emerge? We had the two internal candidates pegged immediately. You can go back and look, and again, the connection to Pittsburgh as well. Right. Now, as an executive, he has experience with both Washington and Philadelphia as pro scouts, helping with player personnel with both of those organizations. And when he was the Eagles director of player personnel from 2010 through 2013, he had 41 picks, 13 in the first round, in the first 3 rounds. He drafted 5 Pro Bowl players during that stretch. So he has some experience doing just that. Again, former player. He played for the Falcons, the Browns, and the Raiders during his playing career. And I'll say this, as much as I would love to see him join an organization like the Steelers, I really enjoy his commentary as a Monday Night Football announcer. So immediately, if he does decide to take a front office role, which I think he would do a great job at, my thought process is who's filling in for him in the Monday Night Football booth, because I really, really enjoy his analysis.
Yeah, I'm going to keep him on TV. If I'm ESPN, man, I'm going to go on up his salary right quick. Make sure I know I'm not going to let him go. Now, if that's his dream job and he really does want to be a GM and he's in that position, Louis going on to take it. But if I'm ESPN, man, I'm going to go on and get selfish. And I'm going to pay this man a little bit more because I think he can do this for the next 25, 30 years because he's smart and so how detailed he is on TV and on air. So I'm going to rock with Louis. I know he can handle his business as a GM. I just like him better as an analysis on TV because he educates not only myself, but I'm sure he educates a lot of other people. And I like his insight as well.
Like, if I had to predict how this would play out, I would predict that Omar Khan would get the job. I think Brandon Hunt would be number 2. And then I think Riddick would maybe be the 3rd choice. He was the first one again. And this is no knock on Ryan Cowden, Ed Dodds, or JoJo Wooden. But just knowing how the Steelers operate, how they typically promote within, that's why I think Omar Khan and Brandon Hunt have the fast track for that GM position. But like we said when the Steelers got eliminated from the playoffs, it's like you're going to have a new quarterback, a new defensive coordinator, a new GM. So it is truly a new era of Steelers football in 2022.
Yeah, you got to have that good marriage too. Coach T got to like this. He got to like whoever, because that's how he was with Kevin Colbert. Him and Kevin Colbert had still do to this day, got a great head coach and GM relationship. That's why Pittsburgh sends and draft guys to the Pro Bowl. Then you got Hall of Famers. Then you got another Pro Bowl. You got up and coming Hall of Famer. Then you got another Pro Bowl guy. Then you got another up and coming Hall of Fame, because they're both on the same page when it comes down to understanding what it is to be a Pittsburgh Steelers and what they need to look for as a team. So whoever comes in to replace Kevin Colbert, him and Coach Tomlin, they got to be on the same page. That's just how it's going to be. And, you know, Kevin Colbert and Coach T been doing this for years. That's what makes the marriage so good. So when you see consistency of a lot of good teams, and when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs right now, and at one point in time we was looking at the New England Patriots and those guys and John Harbaugh and over there with the Baltimore Ravens, like when you have a good relationship between your GM with the head coach, man, that makes everything so easy. Both of y'all on the same page. Both of y'all understand. Now, will y'all have any kind of disagreement? I'm sure in a few draft picks y'all will, but y'all can put that aside to understand what's best for the organization and the team. And by the end of the day, man, if you're a good coach, you just say, find me a player, I'll coach him up and get him ready.
Yeah, Ike, one other thought I had is if the Steelers did decide to make an outside hire, conceivably both Hunt and Khan could stay in their respective roles. They might not like it, and it might be, you know, I know a new GM is going to want to bring in some of his personnel and some people that he has relationships with. Right. But because I know Khan and Hunt both interviewed for other positions this offseason, they still have jobs and roles with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm interested to see how all of this plays out. And the Rooney family has quite a decision on its hands, because Kevin Colbert's just going to be yet another Steelers Hall of Famer when it's all said and done and once he becomes eligible, Ike. So this is what's going to happen. I mean, Ben's headed to the Hall of Fame now. I think Kevin Colbert's on his way as well. So kind of like you said, you're talking about the marriage with the head coach. Whoever fills this role is going to have his work cut out for him, because taking over for someone who's had a tremendous level of success in Kevin Colbert.
Yeah, I don't know how many Pro Bowl guys Kevin Colbert drafted from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We would need a different metric, Ike. There's too many. There are too many.
Yeah, from the Pittsburgh, I'm gonna say like 65, 70. I'm just gonna guess. And on the next show, you'll get that to me, the exact numbers. I'm gonna say 65%. And I ain't even talking about the Hall of Famers or potential Hall of Famers under Kevin Colbert when he was a GM, or still is now the GM for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, man, he just got the knack. You know, he's Ozzie with the Baltimore Ravens. You know, them two guys, Ozzie, Hall of Fame GM, and Kevin Colbert, in my mind, Hall of Fame GM. Coach Harbaugh will probably be a Hall of Fame coach, and in my mind, Coach T will be a Hall of Fame coach. That's just how it is when you got some consistency, you know, at that level, because they've been doing it at a high level for so long. So that's what I look at, man. But time will tell, man. I hope one of the boys get it, especially Omar Khan, gets this GM job. If they don't get it, I think they will let them sit, and I think the organization will say whoever they hire, and these two guys between Omar and B. Hunt, they're going to have to sit here because they understand and know the Pittsburgh way. Y'all can catch a few tips from these two guys. So that's just what it is, man. But we'll see. But I wouldn't mind seeing Louis, but I'd rather see Louis Riddick on TV than to be a GM, selfishly speaking.
Yes. You're talking my turkey, Ike, and you don't have to wait till the next episode of the Bleav It Steelers podcast. The research department got us this right away. In 22 Kevin Colbert-led drafts, the Steelers have selected 21 Pro Bowlers. So that obviously does not include free agency or any trades, but 22 Kevin Colbert-led drafts. The 2022 season will be his 23rd, but so far 21 Pro Bowlers selected for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you're essentially every year you're drafting a Pro Bowl player. Again, pretty good track record of success, Ike.
Yeah, that's impressive, bro. That's very impressive.